is Naveen, and today we'll be looking at CAT 2024 500 most expected questions in DILR. And today is part 10 of this particular series. Herein we will be discussing two sets, two very good sets, and understand how do we go about those sets, what should we look into those sets, if there are going to be cases, how do we tackle them. So let's begin with our first set of the day. And before we start the discussion, one thing, there is a pinned comment in the chat. This is a counseling form, so if you guys have any queries related to the courses, the exams, the analysis, the cutoffs, your profile, anything, you can fill up that form and you can get, make sure that you put in your contact number and email address correctly, and we'll get in touch with you as soon as possible. Okay, so looks like I'll have to hide myself because the entire set is not visible. Yeah, hi Anu. So the set says 3 pouches, each represented by a filled circle, are kept in each of the 9 slots in a 3x3 grid. So this is the grid where each circle represents a single pouch and each cell contains 3 pouches, right? Every pouch has a certain number of 1 rupee coins. So they have got 1 rupee coins, every pouch has. The minimum and maximum amount of money in rupees among the 3 pouches in each of the 9 slots are given in the table. So in this particular table, that tells us that first row, first column will have minimum 2 coins and maximum 4 coins. Okay. For example, we know that among the 3 pouches kept in the second column of the first row, so we are talking about second column and first row, the minimum amount in a pouch is rupees 6 and maximum is 8. So suppose out of these 3 pouches, one has got a 6 rupees or 6 coins of 1 rupee and another one has got 8. The third one is not known, but it has to be in the range from 6 to 8. There are 9 pouches in any of the 3 columns as well as any of the 3 rows. So obviously we have 3 rows and 3 columns, and each row, each column combo, that is each cell contains 3 pouches. So obviously we'll have 9. It is also known that the average amount of money, that is in rupees, kept in the 9 pouches in any column or any row is an integer. So we can't take fractions, right? So because obviously these are 1 rupee coins, so you can't have 4.5 rupees anywhere. And it's about the average. Okay, so that means the sum should be in the table of 3, right? So if I have X amount here, suppose if I have X amount here, Y amount here, and Z amount here, so it says that X plus Y plus Z by 3 should be an integer. That tells us that X plus Y plus Z should be 3 times of integer. That means the sum of the coins or the total amount in every row and every column should be in the table of 3. It is also known that the total amount of money kept in the 3 pouches in the first column of the third row is rupees 4. Okay, so the total amount we have is rupees 4 over here. So we would need a table, right, wherein we are going to the same table as this, wherein we will be putting in how many coins or what amount do we have in every pouch. Okay, so let's begin. So I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to see if you can fill up some of the values in the rows and the columns in the unknown table or the missing data table. Okay. No, the exam date has not yet been released for CET. Okay, it's going to be somewhere in the month of April. Okay, so you have got around 2 months to go, but the dates have not yet been announced officially. Okay, chalo. So we know that every sum of row, column and rows and column, there should be in the table of 3, right? 3 times is what we should have. Now it is given that the total amount of money kept in the 3 pouches in the first column of the third row is 4. First column of the third row is 4, and we know that it is 1 and 2. So the only way we can have that is 1, 1 and 2. So that this sum is going to be 4. Now if we look at row 1, minimum is 2, maximum is 4. So the missing value is not known. If we look at first column row 2, the next one, the minimum is 3, the maximum is 5, the middle value or the third pouch we don't know. If we look at first row second column, minimum is 6, maximum is 8. For the next one, we have minimum 1 and maximum 1, so this has to be 1, 1, 1. Next we have 1 and 2, so minimum is 1, maximum is 2. Third pouch value is unknown. For column 3, it's going to be minimum 1 and maximum 3. For column 3, it's going to be minimum 6, maximum 20. And for the next one, it's minimum 2 and maximum 5. So this is what we have. Now, if we look at, let's say, first column. So we can have in the first column as 2 to 4. 2 to 4 will give us a total of 8. 2, 3, 4 will give us a total of 9, and 2, 4, 4 will give us a total of 10. So we can have the total amount here as 8, 9 or 10. Right? 8, 9 or 10, the total amount. Okay, I'll put in bracket. Next, we have 3, 3, 5 is possible in first column of second row. 3, 3, 5, 3, 4, 5 or 3, 5, 5. So that would mean 3, 3, 5, the minimum is going to be 11, and 3, 5, 5, which is going to be 13. So we can have 11, 12 or 13. Now, since this sum is supposed to be in the table of 3, we can see that 8 plus 11 plus 4 will not give us table of 3, right? 8 plus 11 is 19, 19 plus 4 is 23. 8 plus 12 is 20. 20 plus 4 is 24. This is possible. 8, 13 and 4 will again not give us a number in the table of 3. 9, 11 and 4, it will give us in, it's going to be 24. 9, 12 and 4, it won't be in the table of 3. 9, 13 and 4, it won't be in the table of 3. 10, 11 and 4, it won't be in the table of 3. 10, 12 and 4, no. 10, 13 and 4, yes. So this is a possibility that we can have either 8, 12, 4, or we can have 9, 11, 4, or we can have 10, 13 and 4. These are the 3 possibilities of having first column overall sum of amount or the total amount to be in the table of 3. Okay. So what we should do is we should write down the combination of first column. Okay. So first column mein we can have 8, 11 or we can have, we can have 8, 12. We can have 9, 11 or we can have 10, 13. These are the 3 possibilities. Okay. Okay. Let's इसको denote कैसे किया जाए? How should we denote it? Because we're going to have 3 different cases with the 3 different combinations, right? Hold on. The average amount of money kept in the 9 pouches, it says. 9 pouches मतलब वो actually 9 के table में होना चाहिए. 3 के table में नहीं. It's not the average of the 3 cells. It's the average of 9 pouches. So, it should not be in the table of 3. It should rather be in the table of 9. So if we want it to be in the table of 9, so 8 and 12 is 20, 20 plus 4 is 24. It's not in the table of 9. 9 and 11 is 20, 20 plus 4 is not in the table of 9. 10 and 13 is 23 plus 4, 27. This is in the table of 9. So this tells us that we are supposed to have 10 here and we are supposed to have 13 here. For 10 we will need a 4 and for 13 we will need a 5. So 9 का table चाहिए, 3 का नहीं. Okay, let's look at the second row because there is only one value missing. We have got 13 plus 3 is 16, right? The minimum sum we can have is 6, 6 and 20 in the third column, which is going to be 32. And the maximum sum we can have is 20, 20 and 6, which is going to be 46. So since we already have 16, 16 plus which value from 32 to 46 will be in the table of 9. So 32 plus 16 is 48, which is not in the table of 9. After 48, the next number which is in the table of 9 is 54. Sorry, after 48, it's going to be 54. So if we want this to be 54, so this should have 38. 16 plus 38 will result in 54. So in order for this sum to be 38, out of which we already have 26, we will need another 12, right? Okay. Next one that we can pick is, let's say the last one, okay? So in the third column, the minimum sum we can have is 113, which is going to be 5, or 133, which is going to be 7. So 5, 6, 7, these are the three sums possible. Plus 38, plus we can have 2 to 5, which is going to be 9, and the maximum is 5, 5, 2, which is going to be 12. So we can have 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now, if we want this to be in the table of 9, 5 plus 38 plus 9, which is 14 plus 38, 52 already here. Okay, so the next number which is in the table of 9 after 52 is 56. So we want, isko hata dete, right? This is 27 overall. This turned out to be 54. इसमें भी 54 चाहिए. So out of which we already have 14, 52 already here. So we will need 54. So for that we will need 2. Now that 2 ka combination can be from either 5 changes to 7 or 9 changes to 11, or maybe 1 change from both of them. Right? So is third column mein we are going to have cases. Okay, let's look at third row now. In the third row we already have a 4. Then we can have 1, 1, 2, which is going to be 4, or 1, 2, 2, which is going to be 5, plus 2, 2, 5, which is going to be 9, and 2, 5, 5, which is going to be 12, the largest one. So the minimum sum we can have is 8 plus 9, 17. We can have the next number as 18, which is in the table of 9, and we can have 27. अब अगर देखोगे तो 4 plus 5 plus 12, it's not even going to cross 21. So we can have 18. And for 18, we can have either a 5 here, or we can have either a 10 here, right? So both are possible. So I'm going to write it like this. If you're going to have a 4, so we will have a 10 here. And if we are going to have a 5, then we are going to have a 9 here. 4 plus 4 is 8, 8 plus 10 is 18, 4 plus 5 is 9, 9 plus 9 is 18. So we have two possibilities in the third row. Okay, let's look at the first row now. In the first row, we already have a 10. Then we can have 6, 6 and 8. That is the minimum, which is 20. The maximum we can have is 8, 8 and 6, which is going to be 22. In third column, minimum we can have is 1, 1 and 3, which is 5. The maximum we can have is 1, 3, 3, which is going to be 7. So that the minimum sum is going to be 35 and the maximum sum we can have is 32 plus 7, 39. The only number which is in the table of 9 between 35 to 39 is 36. Right? Now for 36, we will need an increase of 1. So it can be an increase from second column or it can be from third column. ठीक है, तो अब इसको ऐसे करते हैं कि if I take 6, 6 and 8, that is 20 from here, which is going to be 30. So we will need a 6 from here. And if we happen to take a 21, right, we are going to have a 5 from here. Right? Again, two cases. Now, if you look at second column, 20 plus 3 plus 4 is 27. 20 plus 3 plus 5 is not in the table of 9. 21 plus 3, 24 plus anything is not in the table of 9. So if you look at the second column, the only combination that matches is 23 and 4. Right? I hope you guys will agree. Yahi ek chalega. So we can erase this 21. This has to be 20. For this to be 20, we will need a 6. This has to be 3, right? इसमें कुछ नहीं कर सकते हम. And we will need a 4 from here. And in order to have a 4 from here, we will need a 1. So that this turns out to be a number in the table of 9. Okay, now since we know that this column 2 first row is going to be 20, so that forces us that this has to be 6. And for this to be 6, we will need a 2. If this is going to be 6, so 38 plus 6 is going to be 44. We will need a 10. So in order for this to be 10, we will need a 3. So that this is also 54. So once we have figured out what is the amount in each of the 3 pouches that is there in every cell, we can proceed with the questions. So first question says, what is the total amount of money in rupees in 3 pouches kept in the first column of the second row? So first column of the second row, it's 13. Right? Next one, how many pouches contain exactly 1 coin? So at how many places do we see 1? So we have got 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. There are 8 pouches or there are 8 places where 1 is written. So the answer is going to be 8. Next, what is the number of slots for which the average amount of its 3 pouches is an integer? So within the cell, the average should be an integer. So let's check that. In other words, it should be in the table of 3. 10 is not in the table of 3, 13 is not in the table of 3, 4 is not, 20 is not, 3 is there. So 1, 4 is not, 6 is there, that's the second, 38 and 10 are not. So there are only 2 cells where the average number of rupees is going to be an integer. Okay, the next, the number of slots for which the total amount in its 3 pouches strictly exceeds rupees 10. So when we say exceeds, it means it should be more than 10. 10 is not allowed. So we can see 13, that's 1, 2, 3. There are 3 such places where it exceeds 10. Okay, next set. So you can see that the previous one had to do with looking at the combination of numbers, and you have to be patient. You can't be like, oh, लगता है बहुत cases है तो छोड़ दो, नहीं समझ आ रहा. You need to start at some place, right? Look at every cell, what is the minimum sum of amount you can have by taking AAB, where AB is the range given, and the largest is going to be ABB. Then you add the values of minimum and largest and find a number which is in the table of 9 there, right? Okay, so let's begin with the next set. A farmer had a rectangular land containing 205 trees. He distributed that land among his 4 daughters, A, B, C, and D, by dividing the land into 12 plots along 3 rows, X, Y, Z, and 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, as shown in the table figure. Okay, so we can see that. So, first column, Y row, A most probably means Abha, and 21 we will have to see what does it mean. The plots in rows X, Y, Z contained mango, teak, and pine trees, respectively. Each plot had trees in non-zero multiples of 3 or 4. So it's going to be in the table of 3 or 4, as in it can be 3, it can be 4, it can be 6, it can be 8, it can be 12, and so on. So all the numbers, 9 also. 9 is missing. So 9 and then 12 and so on. Okay, so these all numbers are there which are non-zero multiple. Non-zero means zero allowed nahi hai. Okay, and none of the plots had the same number of trees. So the number of trees in each of the 12 plots is going to be unique. Each daughter got an even number of plots. Okay, so we have 4 people, A, B, C, and D, and each one got an even number of plots. And the total plots we have is a total 12. Okay. In the figure, the number mentioned in the top left corner of a plot is the number of trees in that plot. Okay, so these numbers represent tree. While the letter at the bottom right corner is the first letter of the name of the daughter who got that plot. For example, Abha got the plot in row Y and column 1 containing 21 trees. Okay. So this part is understood. Some information in the figure got erased, but the following is known. Abha got 20 trees more than Chitra, but 6 trees less than Dipti. The largest number of trees in a plot was 32, but it was not with Abha. Okay, so we need to completely fill this with who received which plot and where, and how many trees does each plot of mango, pine, and teak exist. Okay, so we already know one thing, that A, B, C, D, they all got even number of plots, each one, right? And total plots is 12. Okay. If you read the 4th statement, Abha and Bina got a higher number of plots than Dipti. Right? So this is one statement about plots. 5th is about where to put. Dipti got 2 adjoining plots in the same row. So Dipti ka minimum 2 le lete hain. So Abha and Bina will get a 4 and 4. So this is a 10. So C will get a 2. If I make Abha and Bina to be more than 4, even number, next even number is 6. So the number of plots will increase. Excuse me. Right? I can't take Dipti as 0. So minimum even number of plots Dipti can get is 2, because it's also given that Dipti got 2 adjoining plots in the same row. So 2 to hai. Since Abha and Bina got more than it and they also got even number, so it has to be minimum 4 le lo aap. So 4, 4 and 2 is 10, and Chitra ko 2 mila, so that's like 12. So from here we get to know that A and B got 4 plots each, while C and D, they got 2 plots each. Right? Okay. Next, चलो आगे का स्टेटमेंट देखते हैं. First one is about trees, second one is about trees, the third one is about trees. Okay, 5th. Only Bina and Chitra and Dipti got corner plots. Okay. So A should not be at the corner. ठीक है? इधर A नहीं आ सकता. Dipti got 2 adjoining plots in the same row. Fine. Bina was the only one who got a plot in each row and each column. Okay. So Bina has got a plot here, right, in the Z row and first column. There are cases. Eighth, Chitra and Dipti did not get plots which were adjacent to each other. Okay, so if I combine the 8th point and 6th point, so since this is Chitra, we can't have Dipti here, we can't have Dipti here, we can't have Dipti here. And since Dipti is supposed to get two adjoining plots in the same row, the only possibility left is if you have Dipti here. क्योंकि नीचे में A already filled है. So Dipti के two plots are done, right? Next, we know that Bina got plot in each row and each column. So in the second column, so in the X row, there is no plot of Bina. So we are supposed to put a plot of Bina. Okay. So first column and second column we are done with. So in the fourth column, we need a Bina, but that is already there. लेकिन fourth column में चाहिए ना, तो this is going to be Bina. Now in the third column also we need it, and second row also we need Bina. So this is where Bina will be. So we are done with 4 Bina. We are done with 4 Dipti. 2 Chitra is already present. So we need 4 Abha, out of which we already have 2 Abha. So the remaining 2 Abhas will go here. Right? So these statements for plot wale, this helped us figure out who received the plot where. Okay, now let's talk about the trees. So if we talk about the trees, total trees we had was 205, right? Okay. Now if we talk about Abha and Chitra and Dipti, there is a relationship between them. So we have got Abha got 20 trees more than Chitra, but 6 trees less than Dipti. Okay. So Chitra ke, if number of trees, if I take this as Y, so Abha got 20 trees more than Chitra. So this is 20 plus Y. But 6 trees less than Dipti. So Dipti should get 26 plus Y. What about Bina? We don't know as of now. So the first statement is done. Largest number of trees in a plot was 32. We don't see a 32 as of now, but it was not with Abha. So 32 nahi likha jayega either. This is not 32. Okay. The number of teak trees in column 3, okay. It is mango, teak and pine. So this is mango, teak and pine. So it says the number of teak trees in the column 3 was double that in column 2. So if I say that this is x, this is going to be 2x, but half of that in column 4. So this is going to be 4x. Okay. This part is done. Okay. The number of mango trees was double the number of teak trees. So the total mango trees is double of that. So total, if I take trees of teak as n, the mango is going to be 2n. Okay, the number of trees with Bina throughout we don't know. For Abha, we know certain value. For Chitra and Dipti ka ज़्यादा नहीं पता है. So let's do one thing. ठीक है, इसको ऐसे रहने देता. Okay. So if you look at the total number of teak trees, you'll find this to be 21 plus x plus 2x plus 4x, which is 7x. So the total number of mango trees is supposed to be twice of that, which is going to be 42 plus 14x. Okay, fine. Now, if you talk about the number of trees Abha has as of now, it's going to be 21, then x, then 4x, and then 9. And this is given as 20 plus y. So, this will give us 10 plus 5x is equal to y. Also, Bina so far has 28 plus 2x. So this was about Abha. If we talk about Bina, she already has 28 plus 2x. That is known to us. Obviously, it's going to be greater than that. We know that the total number of trees is 205, right? As of now, the total amount that we know is 46 plus 3y plus, so this is the sum of trees with A, C and D. If it include B also, it's going to be 28 plus 2x and this at least this much. So इससे ज़्यादा भी हो सकता है because there are two cells of B that we have not taken into account. So this is total 205 trees. So from here we will get 3y plus 2x से थोड़ा ज़्यादा. This is going to be 60, 74 come. So let's say 75 come. So this is going to be 130. Now, if I take x as 1, minimum 1 to chahiye, right? The problem is it says no, this particular thing, that each plot had trees in non-zero multiples of 3 or 4. So we can't take x as 1. If I take x as 1, तो ये जो है y row and second column, it won't be a multiple of 3 or 4. So minimum x I have to take is 3. If I take x is equal to 3, y is going to be 25. If y is going to be 25, this will make sense, right? 3 into 25, I mean this equation will make sense. 3y, that is 75, plus 6 se zyada is 130. Okay. Next is if I take x is equal to 4. If I take x is equal to 4, so this is going to be y will give us 30. So this will become 90 plus 8 se zyada, which is 130. This will also make sense. Next x we can take is that of 6. If I take x as 6, so this is going to be 10 plus 5x, so 40. So y is going to be 40. 40 लेंगे तो 3 into 40 is 120 plus 12. This will not make sense because it crosses 130. हमें तो उधर 2x से ज़्यादा चाहिए. So that would mean that we cannot take in we cannot start with we cannot take x ki value more than 4. The only two possibilities we have for x is 3 and 4. Okay. The number of trees with plots with B has to be 3 and 4, 7 minimum. So this is 90 plus, so very much makes sense. Okay, so if this is true, suppose y is 30, so the number of trees that C has is y. C के पास 12 already है, right? And if we are saying that y is going to be 30, तो ये हो जाएगा हमारा 18, which makes perfect sense. Okay. Next is if I take y as 25, तो C के पास y है. C के पास 12 plus this number is y, which is 25. It's like saying 12 plus this number is 25. Now 12 plus 13 is 25. Now this won't be in the table of 3 or 4, right? It won't be a multiple of 3 or 4. So that means the only possibility that x can have is going to be 4, right? 4 से above बन नहीं रहा. And when I take x is equal to 3, what will happen is y will give us, y as in the total number of trees with C will give us 25, out of which 12 is already known. So remaining 13 हो जाएगा. It will contradict the condition that each plot is a non-zero multiple of 3 or 4. So ये 13, ये नहीं हो सकता. So this is also ruled out. ये भी गया. So x is 4. The moment we get x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 30, so that will make this as 18. If x is going to be 4, this will change these numbers to be 4, 8 and half, double of 8, which is 16. So n turns out to be 20 plus 29. So n turns out to be 49. So this is supposed to be 98. Now 98 plus 49 is going to be 147. Since we need 205, so the remaining 58 we are supposed to have here. 58 may say 28 plus 18 is 40, 50, 30, 46, 46 plus 9. 55. So this should be 3, right? Yahi bacha bas. Okay, next is how much do we need for B then? So it's going to be now rather easy and understood. So ye B ka ye hata dete hain, ab A ka ye hata. So these now expressions are not at all required. So let's have less quantity written. So Y turns out to be our 30. So for this it is going to be 56 D, and for A it is going to be 20 plus 30, which is 50. If we add the values that we have at A, 21 plus 4 is 25, 25 plus 16 is 41, 41 plus 9 is 50. It makes sense, right? Now 50 plus 30 plus 56 is going to be 136. That would mean the remaining 69 goes to B. Out of 69 that goes to B, B already has 28 plus 8, which is 36 plus 3, 39, right? So 28 plus 11, 39. So this is going to be 30, right? Okay, so B ka ho gaya. Now about D, we know that it is total 56. And we do know that somebody got a 32. 32 abhi tak kisi ko nahi mila hai. So if D gets 32 here out of 56, so the remaining 24 goes in the next one. Or if D gets 24 here, the other plot D will get is going to be 32. So if you look at the first column, the sum is 36. If you look at the second one, it is 40, 52. Third column, 17 plus 24 is 41. Or 32 plus 8 is 40 plus 9 is 49. Similarly, this is going to be 24 plus 16, which is 40, plus 28, 68. Or we will have 8 more, which will result in 76. So the total number of trees in each row and each column is also, I have written it down, and at every cell or at every plot, who owns it and how many trees every plot is. Ye bhi likh diya. Let's look at the questions now. How many mango trees were there in total? So mango trees we have in total is 98. Which of the following is the correct sequence of trees received by Abha, Bina, Chitra and Dipti in that order? So if you look at Abha, it's 50, 69, 30. 50, 69, 30. First option. Next, how many pine trees did Chitra receive? So if you look at Chitra, pine trees is 18. So 18. Who got the plot with the smallest number of trees? I think it was leftmost bottom corner Bina ka 3. And how many trees did that plot have? 3 trees था, है ना? ये corner वाला जब 3 निकल कर आया था. Okay. Next, which of the following statements is not true? Dipti got 56 mango trees. So Dipti got 56 mango trees. This is true, right? Bina got 32 pine trees. Acha, sorry, it says mango trees. So Dipti got 56 mango trees. Oh, Dipti had only 2 plots, remember? 24 and 32, which is 56. और वो सारे mango ही था, पहला रो था. So this is obviously true. Bina got 32 pine trees. Let's go to pine and check. Bina 32 pine. Pine वाले में Bina के पास है 3 plus 28. Oh, it's 31, not 32. So Bina got 32 pine trees is false. She got 31 pine trees. So B is your answer. Next, which column had the highest number of trees? 32 is the highest and it was given to the plots which Dipti had and we had 2 possibilities. Remember, mango wala cannot be determined, right? Did we have more than 32 also? Sorry, what is the question? Which column had the highest number of trees? Acha, column, the entire column. So we can see that whether it is 32 or 24, it doesn't matter. The highest number of trees in a column goes to 4th column, right? It's 68 or 76. Worst case 68, sabse kam bhi le lo. No other column is reaching up to 68, right? It's 36, 52 and best case 49. So 4th column, it's the entire column and not one cell. Okay, so that's all for today. Everyone watching, please make sure that you like the video, and if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure that you subscribe. You can download our app from Google Play by clicking on the link given in the description from Google Play Store. And once you download it, you can put in your contact number and you can avail or you can unlock 3 days free trial access of our app. Okay, our MHCET specialized course has begun. It consists of all of these. The link is given in the description, okay, regarding the course, and you can enroll into it. You can also check your profile vis-a-vis with other students. So we have got this particular link. You can check it out in the description. Herein, once you put in your academic details, it tells you which colleges you are good to go with, or in order to get into a particular college, what should be your target percentile. Okay, what is your academic background? How, yeah, you know, people, aspirants, they kind of find it difficulty to understand if they will eventually get selected or not because of their CATs, right? So this will give you a, you know, beforehand overview as to, you are good to go, or, you know, this is where you will find difficulty. All India Open Mock MHCET MBA 2024 is currently going on. Please make sure that you write this mock. It will help you a lot in your MHCET exam, okay? Because pan-India students will be writing this down, and your score and your percentile will give a very good reflection as to, you know, where you stand. On 21st of February at 7 p.m, Mr. Saral is going to take a workshop regarding roadmap to 99 percentile in CAT 2024. As in, how should you start your preparation so that you can achieve 99 percentile if you start from today onwards, or let's say tomorrow onwards. Okay. And last lap to MHCET 2024 is going to start from 22nd February at 7 p.m. That's tomorrow. So make sure that you guys, you know, subscribe the channel and watch these sessions. We will be discussing new set of questions and we will be discussing the concepts and formulas as required. You can also avail up to 90% scholarship by writing a scholarship test for CAT preparation programs. The scholarship date is 25th February and the timing is 11 a.m. Make sure that you register for that also. You can also click on the button which says talk to our counselor on the home page of our app. Do check out our social media handles and pages. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. I'll see you guys very soon with another session. Until then,